growing up, who was your first ever celebrity crush?
Rachel Weisz.
I cannot believe you're doing that to me.
Oh no, we don't need to.
Thanks for that, guys.
Have you ever had a moment when you are trying to act casual, totally composed and unbothered, and then your brain just decides to betray you? It doesn't just happen to you, because celebrities experience it as well, and sometimes it's worse. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like when your cool moments turn cringe, like in the case of James McAvoy. James was 22 years old and he was fresh in Los Angeles. He had just started to navigate Hollywood parties, and during one event, he met Lucy Liu, who was kind enough to bring him into her circle of friends. And you would never believe who one of those friends was. Jennifer Aniston. James had a huge crush on Jennifer, but he was determined to play it cool and not overreact. But the setup was too perfect. Liu was just about to introduce him to everyone when she was pulled aside by her old high school friend. Suddenly, James was standing there alone, parked next to Aniston. Worse, there was no introduction and no wingman. At that point, his confidence jumped out the window and he did not know how to behave. So he did what any panicked 22-year-old finally would do. He opened his mouth and said, "So you're Jennifer Aniston, and you're in Friends." That was all he could bring himself to say. That was his line. Later, he described the whole scene on Watch What Happens Live as rough.
She got pulled aside by a guy she went to high school with, and she was like, "Oh my God!" And she went away, and I was just left standing with all these people going like, "Hey, what's up? I'm new in town. So you're Jennifer Aniston and you're in Friends."
But the good thing was that Jennifer was very lovely. Still, he cringed himself out during that scene. But he wasn't the only one who cringed himself out while meeting his crush. When Kristen Bell met her crush, it was like textbook uncomfortable. For the longest time, she had been crushing hard on Riz Ahmed, but it all started after she watched him in The Night Of. She was vocal about it as well, to the point that her husband, Dax Shepard, knew about it. So when Dax spotted Riz at the 2017 Golden Globes, he decided to play wingman. He walked up to Riz and said, "Hey, my wife has a crush on you. I would love to introduce you to her." Kristen walked up looking tough, almost like she was not going to break down and blush, but when she got close to him, the words out of her mouth were, "I find you very attractive."
Thinking that she would be nervous to say that, and then here was her first line.
I
She
walked up
to him.
and I just, out of my mouth came, "I find you very attractive."
Immediately after the words left her mouth, she placed her hands over her mouth, almost as if she did not want to say those words. But she just said it, out loud in front of her husband at the Golden Globes. When they went on the Ellen DeGeneres show, Shepard joked that Riz looked so confused, like he was trying to figure out if this was a joke or a setup.
It's a trick or is something on the table?
Yeah.
We put him in a very awkward position, but
like
we
it.
were both being honest. And I just told him how fabulous I think he is and very nice.
If you think that Kristen and her husband made Riz feel so uncomfortable, then you may be in for a big shocker with what Hugh Jackman did when he finally met his crush. So Hugh grew up in Australia, and in his room, he had a poster of Olivia Newton-John. And get this, he kissed that poster every night. He even admitted that he may have practiced tongue kissing on that poster.
I love Olivia, and when I grew up, she was everything to me. I had a poster of her by my bed that I kissed every single night.
Back then, he must have thought that he would never get the chance to meet her, but John Travolta knew about the crush, and he invited Olivia to his trailer as a surprise. And when Hugh walked in, he was truly surprised to see his childhood idol sitting right in front of him. Just like Kristen, he walked up to her confidently, thinking he could compose himself. But when he stood in her presence, he told her everything about the poster, the kissing and all. Well, Hugh described it perfectly in a 2017 interview with Magic Radio. He started by recalling that he regretted that moment, because when he finished blurting out that story, she was like, "Right!" And that wasn't all. She looked at him like, "Yes, this is a stalker. This is my worst nightmare." And Hugh was like, "Why did I say that?"
And I blurted out the story, and she was like, "Right." She totally was looking at me like, "This is a stalker. This is my worst nightmare." And I was like, why did I say that?
The moment was so cringe that Hugh advised his fans that when they meet their celebrity crush, they should not tell them, but rather act composed. But do you think it's possible to do that? Let us know in the comments section. While Hugh learned the hard way not tell your crush anything, the universe decided to expose Taran's crush all by itself. Back in 2019, Taran Egerton came on Watch What Happens Live, and the host Andy Cohen asked him who his first celebrity crush was. Taryn replied immediately, Rachel Weisz, she is so gorgeous. 4 years later, at Variety's Actors on Actors paired Taryn with Rachel for a simple conversation about their current project, and just halfway through the interview, Rachel was handed an iPad, and Taryn immediately panicked. "It's going to embarrass me, isn't it?" he said, already turning red. "I've got a feeling I've said something in the past that I'm now going to regret."
It's going to embarrass me.
Maybe.
It's going to embarrass me, isn't
not
it?
gonna embarrass you.
I've got a feeling that I may
You ready?
have said something in the past that I'm now going to regret.
The iPad started playing his Watch What Happens live clip. Rachel watched, and then she responded with a brief, "Oh." Taryn buried his head in his hands. "I cannot believe you're doing that to me," he said to the crew, avoiding eye contact with Rachel entirely. Thanks for that, guys.
Growing up, who was your first ever celebrity crush?
Rachel Weisz.
Oh.
I cannot believe you're doing that to
Oh
me.
no, we don't need to.
Thanks for that, guys.
Then, attempting to laugh through the mortification. So here we are, sitting in the awkwardness.
So here we are. Here we are now sitting in the awkwardness.
Well, I'm very honored.
Rachel, to her credit, tried to ease the moment. She said she was very honored. But Taryn was done. "You're not going to let us move past this, are you?" he asked. Rachel laughed. "No," moving swiftly on. Later on Instagram, Taryn captioned his post about the interview. "Worth watching just to see me squirm when they played Rachel a clip of me saying she's my childhood crush? Nightmare." He wanted smooth, but instead he got awkward. Another celebrity that wanted smooth was Pink, and it was expected that she would get it. After all, she is known for her swagger. But when you put Johnny Depp in front of her, all that confidence evaporates. That is exactly what happened in May 2016 when she appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live to promote her single Just Like Fire from the Alice Through the Looking Glass soundtrack, the film starring Johnny Depp. During the middle of the interview, she admitted that Johnny was one of the 2 celebrity crushes that totally unraveled her, the other being Michael Keaton. "Him and Michael Keaton," she told Kimmel. "I can't do it. Beetlejuice just gets me every time."
Him and Michael Keaton. I can't. Beetlejuice just gets me every time.
So went on to say that the first time she met Johnny at a record store, she was with her husband who encouraged her to introduce herself. "I didn't want to meet him," Pink said. "My husband made me meet him, which was so dumb. I was hiding behind records in a record store and I was like, don't do this. I don't want to meet him. He made me do it."
I didn't want to meet him. My husband made me meet him, which was so dumb.
When she finally approached Johnny, she tried to mention she was working on music for his movie. I was like, "Hey, I saw Alice. I'm going to be writing a song." And he was like, "You saw Alice Cooper?" But while she meant Alice Through the Looking Glass, he heard the rock legend, Alice Cooper.
I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, I saw Alice. I'm going to be writing a song." He's like, "You saw Alice Cooper?" I was like, No. I saw the movie Alice Anyway, you were great." He's like, "Oh, I thought you were telling me you saw Alice Cooper."
Pink laughed at herself. "I don't think it went well. I don't feel like I nailed it." After she was done talking, Jimmy revealed the real surprise as Johnny walked on stage. Immediately, Pink screamed and hit her face. She turned red and started giggling, but who wouldn't? Then she hugged him. After Johnny left the stage, she fanned herself and said, "That was awful. You guys suck. I hate you." Jimmy laughed. "You just turned the color of your hair. This is the worst day ever," she muttered. All her confidence literally shrank in real time. Next up is someone I would have never expected to be on the list, Cardi B. Back on February 10th, 2019, Cardi had just won the Best Rap Album Grammy Award, and she was the first solo artist to ever do that. And guess who was in that same building? Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga was the one who changed Cardi's life when she was just a teenager. She was the same woman she performed Bad Romance for in her high school talent show, and the same woman that she tweeted about in 2016, saying, "When I was a teenager, Lady Gaga changed my life. She inspired me to be myself and be different." And now they were both there. Cardi tried her absolute best to keep it light. She went for a handshake and a hug. It looked like 2 artists just congratulating each other, but when we look at that moment, we see something different. Cardi's smile was stretching past casual and her eyes were too bright. The energy coming off her did not in any way match the composed greeting that she was trying to give. While Gaga was posed naturally, Cardi looked like she was doing everything in her power to not combust. First, it's a handshake. Then it's a nervous smile. And then, squee energy all over her IG. Because hours later, Cardi couldn't hold it in. She posted about the meeting, made it clear this wasn't just another celebrity interaction, this was the moment. And here's what gets me about it. When people started attacking Cardi after her win, questioning if she deserved it, Lady Gaga posted their photo together and wrote, "It is so hard to be a woman in this industry. What it takes, how hard we work through the disrespectful challenges just to make art. I love you, Cardi. You deserve your awards. Let's celebrate her fight, lift her up and honor her. She is brave." That's the part that sits with me. Because your idol just saw you at your most vulnerable, starstruck, unable to hide it, and then publicly called you brave. This is proof that sometimes even the celebrities we admire fumble when they are in front of their crush. But which one shocked you the most? Drop your answers in the comments and subscribe so you don't miss our next video that will make you gasp.